Hello another Darkwood Studio members, we all know Bone Walker, right? Well, I came up with a theory today that he's not quite the most evil entity in ULC, and you'll see what I mean in a second. This theory is about two entities, the player, and the Bone Walker. Of course, ULC has barely any lore, so let's dissect what little original dialogue the Bone Walker has. First, he greets you, and talks about how fighting all those Sanses must be pretty rough. And the next bit of dialogue always piqued my interest, even when I first saw it. He says, and I quote, "It's pretty sad seeing them all stripped away from their home just for your pleasure." This is direct confirmation that every character in ULC is being forced to fight to the death over and over again against their will. It's unknown who is keeping them here, whether it's the devs or a much more powerful Sanzo. In his next bit of dialogue, he says that they aren't pushovers, which is probably meant to be ironic considering how he kills almost the entire ULC cast with seemingly little effort shortly after this. After this, he proposes his offer: leave the game and fight him. He attempts to lure you in, offering a weapon skin, which is a flat-out lie. Of course, you accept his offer, and everything goes as usual, until you anger him. He very quickly changes face on you, transforming into his real form, a monstrous distortion of a Sans, who holds little regard for the rules. According to Dust, he appeared in the lobby and consumed everyone. All of the characters are gone from their podiums, and they can't be interacted with anymore. After this, you have to collect 6 artifacts. While you do this, he will hunt you down and torment you, but eventually, you collect all of the artifacts, and seal him away. But, I believe that Bone Walker was the lesser evil in this situation. First of all, we need to take into account his dialogue. He confirmed that in ULC all the characters were forced to fight, die, and kill in an infinitely repeating cycle. Bone Walker actively disrupted this cycle and tormented you, and toyed with your life just as you did with almost the entire ULC cast. But, as the title of this video suggests, he was still evil. I mean, he did kill everyone, but he ended their suffering. Another detail I'd like to mention is that in the jukebox, True Colors has a unique cover. It has a picture of the Bone Walker saying there is nothing left. I believe that this quote comes from him after he consumes everyone and escapes. No monsters left for you to torture, possess, and kill. But, how are the characters being contained there? Well, there's one important thing about the event you probably looked right over: the summoning circle. Gain enough artifacts, and whatever steps on it, is then forced into ULC, on a podium. I believe that if you go to a universe, collect artifacts, spawn a summoning circle, and then lure whatever character you want on there, they will then be drugged down and forced into ULC, just like the Bone Walker. But, there's another way a character could possibly end up in ULC: by submitting an application. Listen, I have some serious doubt someone like Littletail or Undertale Papyrus chose to sign up for ULC when we have direct confirmation that it's hell. They were likely baited by promises like candy or popularity, or they were taken away by a certain circle which is confirmed to put any character into ULC consenting or not. But I think the job applications were just for Sanses that would willingly wanna be in ULC, like Dust or others. But, who is doing this? Who's behind it all? I would think the devs, but there's no confirmation that they're canon, right? But hey, that's just a theory, a ULC theory.